Bold and the Beautiful. Will Electra's scary dude put Will in danger? Hi everyone. Welcome back to Beautiful Today, my channel. Before we start the video, I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Kindly give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Can you think of a better way to keep fans interested than giving Will Spencer and Electra Forrester, the newest generation, on Bold and the Beautiful, another life or death scenario on the CBS? Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful. Will Spencer falls in love after Electra Forrester is terrified. Bold and the Beautiful's Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, is incredibly uneasy about being highlighted in the fashion press this week. Next is Will Spencer Crumaro, who is unable to look away from her. However, neither Will nor anyone else is aware that Electra Forrester arrived in town with additional bags. Furthermore, unlike the jewelry she creates, her burden isn't sparkling. Instead, it takes the shape of a spooky-looking man whose evil actions quickly become apparent on Bold and the Beautiful. This week, Remy Price, Christian Weissman, takes the stage in Bold and Beautiful. Electra Forrester should be in his scope as he lurks in the dark. B&B spoilers. Electra sweats and Forrester's coup. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, and Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Messineswood, are swooning over their young relative in Bold and the Beautiful. After years of not seeing Ridge, Steffy, or any other Leigh Forrester family, Electra finally makes an appearance in Leigh. She is with her aunt, Ivy Forrester, played by Ashley Brewer, who appears to be unaware of Electra's secret. Electra Forrester is so terrified when Ridge, Steffy, and Katie Logan, Heather Tom, throw Ivy and her niece a wild party to introduce their SC Jewelry edition. She thus makes an effort to put Ivy front and center and remove her name from this significant jewelry reveal. She asserts that Ivy's ingenuity and ideas are solely responsible. Electra describes herself as merely an assistant. The ruling class, however, would not consider it. Furthermore, it's too late. It has already been shared on social media. Later, Ridge and Steffy talk about how adorable it was that Electra didn't want to give her aunt any credit. However, given that someone from her past appears menacing, the true reason for her determination on remaining behind the scenes will probably soon be revealed. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful. Will you be shut out? Fans of Bold and the Beautiful see that anytime Electra is around, Will Spencer can't help but smile. First, he chooses Electra from among all the beautiful women he spoke about to his father, Bill Spencer, Don Diamond. When Bill learns that Will's top pick among the many young women is a Forrester, he probably loses his mind. Will therefore presumably have to deal with both his father and Katie. With her son in mind, this Logan sister made a number of decisions. Katie's rejection was probably a major factor in Will's anxiety about his mother reclaiming his father. Because Katie places a lot of value on her only child, she may end up becoming one of those moms who thinks her son is going too quickly. It's likely that Will Spencer witnesses both his father and mother interfering in some way. However, significant red flags aren't raised until Electra Forrester's history comes back to haunt her. Will plays Electra's knight in shining armor, according to B&B spoilers. Will Spencer, who is completely smitten with Electra Forrester, is set up in Bold and the Beautiful to somehow save her. Or he might endanger Will's life because of his obsession with Electra. We might witness another Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, tale, depending on how much whack job B&B makes this person. However, this time, Will Spencer rather than Steffy might be in jeopardy. Naturally, if Electra is imprisoned, Will might act like Finn and break in to rescue her. Similar to how Steffy and his birth mother were previously spared the impending murders of their captors by John Finnegan, Tanner Novlan. Fans of Bold and the Beautiful argue about the historical storylines and speculate as to which B&B will use for the next generation. We already have a stalker brewing, based on clues this week. In any case, it appears that Will Spencer's new relationship with Electra Forrester on the CBS may not be as easy as he would like it to be. There had never been a more peaceful atmosphere in the Forrester mansion, and Will Spencer was relishing every moment. While Steffy, his stepmother, answered a phone in the kitchen, his father, Liam, was in the adjacent room, working hard at his desk. In contrast to the pandemonium that frequently consumed his life, the house was calm and quiet. Will made an effort to ignore the thoughts of his family's drama and the intense feelings that came with being surrounded by so many powerful people. A quick shudder went up his spine just as the silence was about to wrap him like a warm blanket. There was a noticeable change in the air, and the hairs on the back of his neck sprang up. Will took a quick look at the entrance door. He was certain that he heard something, moving outside. The unexpected and harsh ring of the doorbell broke the silence, and his heart pounded in his chest. With a serene smile, Liam emerged from the doorway. "I'll get it, friend." Will wasn't so sure, though. The sound of that doorbell had unnerved him for some reason. Tension was already beginning to sneak in. The sound of Liam's voice came from the corridor. "It's simply the delivery guy, Will. It isn't anything." It wasn't the delivery man, though. Watching a man enter the doorway made Will's heart skip a beat. He had dark eyes that had an eerie coldness to them, and he was tall and muscular. The man's eyes darted toward Will, a quick, threatening glance that made Will's breath catch in his throat and gave him a chill. Liam looked at the man in front of him and froze, his smile wavering. "Can I help you?" The man's strong voice was crisp and businesslike as he questioned, "Liam Spencer?" He didn't appear to be requesting assistance or directions. No, this man had a more intimate reason for being here. "My name is Liam," Liam answered, his expression bewildered. "Is there anything I can do to help?" With no change in expression, the man stepped forward without hesitation. "I'm doing business with your former spouse, Electra." Chapter 2: A Historical Name. As the name reverberated across the room, Will's blood turned cold. Electra. Will hadn't heard the name in a long time. It was owned by a woman from Liam's past who had wreaked havoc in their lives at their most trying moments. A lady who moved in and out of their world with unnerving ease, Electra had always been a mystery. She had a tangled past with his father, but that was all Will knew about her. The mention of her name made Liam tense. His voice hardened as he said, "What do you want with Electra? I haven't spoken to her in years." The man's lips formed a chilly, somewhat ruthless grin. "It would be wise for you to contact her, and quickly. It's going to get really complicated." Liam's eyes narrowed as he looked back at Will. "What is meant by that?" The man remained silent. Rather, he focused on Will, his eyes growing even more intense. Will's stomach constricted. Even though he was only a child, he felt like prey to the way this man was staring at him. The man curtly answered, "I'll be in touch," and then turned to leave the room without saying anything else. With 1,000 questions in his head, Liam glanced after him. Who was that man? What was the connection between this and Electra? And why had he brought up Will? Liam mumbled, his face hazy with worry. "I don't like this." Chapter 3: The Danger. After the eerie encounter with the enigmatic man later that night, Liam couldn't get rid of the uneasy sense that something wasn't right. The bad sensation in Will's chest persisted even after he and Steffy tried to persuade him that there was nothing to be concerned about. There was something off about Electra's comeback, and he had a sneaking sensation that it wouldn't be a passing fad. Who was that man? Sitting on the couch beside Liam, Steffy asked in a quiet voice. What was his desire? Clearly under tension, Liam scratched his temples. "I'm not sure. However, I have a hunch that things will get out of hand. This guy just showed up chatting about Electra, even though I haven't heard from her in a long time." Subsequently, he addresses Will as though he were a target. Steffy's face grew serious. "You don't believe she's engaged in any risky activities, do you?" Liam let out a loud sigh. I need to contact her, but I'm not sure what she's gotten herself involved with. Whatever disaster this is, I can't let Will get trapped in it. Chapter 4. The Message of Electra. Liam wasted little time in getting up the following morning. In an attempt to find out more about Electra, he contacted some of his former contacts. The little rumors he managed to gather described a woman who had become embroiled in dubious economic activities and who appeared to welcome danger rather than run away from it. Liam knew that this would not end lightly, and the name of the man who had visited them stayed in the back of his mind. Liam was sitting in his office when he got a message that made him shiver. Electra wasn't the source. He didn't know who it was from. The words were simple, but they stayed ingrained in his mind. It's too late. Already, the child is in danger. He is now a party. The sender's identity was unclear. The message's purpose was obvious. Will was desired by someone with a connection to Electra, and Will's safety might be in jeopardy if Liam didn't take immediate action. Liam's thoughts were racing. He had to keep his son safe. Before anyone else suffered the consequences, he had to locate Electra. Chapter 5. A more somber association. Things immediately got out of hand. Liam asked Steffy for assistance, and the two of them pursued the few leads they had. They soon learned the horrifying truth. The man who had knocked on their door wasn't just a random stranger. He had ties to a criminal syndicate, a perilous underground organization with whom Electra had previously been associated. Liam was even more taken aback when he learned that Will's involvement was not coincidental. They could never have envisioned the size of the game in which Will had found himself upon. Will was being used as leverage by whoever was behind this to get something from Electra. Liam became more anxious. He could not allow his son to get caught in the crossfire. Electra had previously been associated with shady persons, but this time was different. It was personal now. His son was in danger. There was nothing he could do but face Electra. Section 6. The Conflict. Liam reached the ancient, dilapidated building on the outskirts of town that was the address he had located. He had to try, even though he wasn't sure if he could trust Electra. There was a risk to Will's safety. When the door opened when he knocked, Electra wasn't there to greet him. The frightful man who had threatened Will the previous day was back. "What are you looking for?" Trying to hide his dreaded rage, Liam demanded. At first, the man didn't respond. Rather, he moved aside to let Liam into the darkened area. With a chilly expression on her face, Electra sat at a table. She remarked, "You're too late, Liam," in a pleasant but slightly sinister voice. "The agreement has already been reached." Liam's heart fell. "What are you saying? What's the matter? Where is my son?" Electra's eyebrow went up. "He's all right, for the time being. But whether you like it or not, you're with me in this. There is a role for your son." Liam's heartbeat accelerated. "Electra, I'll stop at nothing to save him from this disaster. Don't assume I won't." Electra's eyes sparkled with a mix of icy indifference and laughter. "Liam, you've always been a good father. However, the world doesn't always operate that way." Chapter 7. The Last Battle. Throughout Liam and Electra's tense chat, the menacing figure lingered in the background, poised to attack if something went wrong. However, Liam got a call that would alter everything just as he was about to take action. "Liam," Steffy said in a panic, "Will is no longer there. They removed him." Liam's blood froze. Electra has just stepped up her game. However, this was not the end, by no means. From this point on, the narrative would follow Liam as he works to save his son, face Electra, and unravel the labyrinth of danger, threats, and falsehoods that surrounds them all. Will Electra's sinister world ensnare them all in an unbreakable nightmare, or will Liam be able to shield his son? This keeps readers on the edge of their seats as it sets up a high-stakes drama with lots of twists and turns. Please let me know if you want me to continue or change anything in it.